You've been told your leg cramps, weakness, or balance issues are just a normal part of aging. But what if that's not the full story? What if the real reason your legs feel unstable, especially at night, isn't aging, but a silent deficiency of three essential vitamins your body can no longer absorb properly after 60? These aren't exotic supplements. They're natural, inexpensive, and backed by science. Yet most seniors have never heard about them. Why? Because they're not profitable, and most doctors don't mention them. Here's the truth. Without these three vitamins, your legs can't rebuild muscle. Your nerves misfire, and your recovery system shuts down while you sleep. But when you take them before bed, studies show they can restore balance, stop cramps, and rebuild leg strength in just weeks. Let's reveal the three vitamins and how to use them. Starting tonight. After 60, your body begins to change in ways you might not notice at first. You still eat your meals, drink your water, take your vitamins, but somehow your legs feel heavier. Your calves cramp at night. Getting up from a chair takes more effort than it should. And yet doctors often tell you it's just age. But what if it isn't? What if the real reason behind your leg weakness is not time? But what time has quietly taken away from your body's ability to absorb the nutrients it needs? You see, after age 60, your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. That one change reduces your ability to extract vitamin B12 from food, absorb magnesium, and break down protein properly. At the same time, your skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight, and your gut may stop processing certain fat-soluble vitamins like K2. So even if your diet is healthy, your cells may still be running on empty. It's not a lack of food, it's a lack of absorption. And that's a hidden crisis most seniors never realize is happening. This nutrient shortfall has direct consequences. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve repair and muscle signaling. Without it, your legs feel slow, unstable, and eventually numb. Vitamin D3 helps with calcium regulation and muscle synthesis. Low levels increase your risk of falls and slow down overnight recovery. And without K2, the calcium you consume might end up in your joints or arteries instead of your bones, leading to stiffness, aching legs, and poor circulation. These are not random symptoms. They are signals from your body saying, I can't rebuild anymore. Science backs this up. A 2017 study published in Neurology followed over 25,000 seniors and found that those with low B12 levels were nearly 3 times more likely to fall. Another study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that vitamin D deficiency accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle, particularly in the thighs and glutes. And researchers have shown that K2 deficiency contributes to calcium buildup in soft tissue, increasing leg pain and stiffness in the elderly. These aren't just correlations. They are biological cause and effect. And yet most seniors don't realize any of this. They feel the symptoms, tingling, cramps, loss of balance, but accept them as normal. The truth? It's not normal, it's common, and it's correctable because your body hasn't given up. It's just missing the tools to heal. And without the right vitamins, even sleep, the time your body's designed to repair becomes wasted time. That's why the next part of this video is so important. We'll break down the three essential vitamins your legs can no longer afford to miss. And we'll show you exactly how to take them at the exact time your body wants to rebuild, before bed. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked vitamins when it comes to leg strength and stability. Vitamin B12. Most seniors have heard of it, but few understand its true role. B12 isn't just for energy. It's the core building block your body uses to protect your nerves. It forms the myelin sheath, the insulation that wraps around each nerve fiber, just like plastic around an electric wire. Without it, the signals from your brain to your legs become slow, distorted, or completely blocked. You don't just feel tired, you feel disconnected. After 60, the challenge isn't just intake, it's absorption. Your stomach's ability to produce hydrochloric acid declines naturally with age. That acid is essential to separate B12 from the protein in your food. So even if you eat meat, fish, or eggs, Your gut might not be releasing the B12 your nerves desperately need. According to the National Institutes of Health, up to 43% of seniors over 60 have low or borderline B12 levels. And most don't know it because the symptoms don't hit all at once. They build quietly. A bit of numbness here, a few nighttime twitches there. Then one day your legs buckle without warning. This deficiency affects much more than energy. It directly impacts nerve repair, muscle coordination, and balance. Three things seniors can't afford to lose. A 2017 study published in Neurology found that older adults with low B12 were nearly 3 times more likely to fall and significantly more likely to develop walking instability. If you've ever felt like your feet aren't listening or that your balance has shifted without explanation, B12 may be the missing link. Not age, not weakness, just a silent gap in nerve nutrition. So how do you fix it? First, you need the right form. Most over-the-counter supplements use cyanocobalamin, a synthetic type that the liver must convert. But after 60, that conversion is slow and inefficient. The better option is methylcobalamin, the active, bioavailable form your body can absorb immediately. Second, you need the right delivery. Taking B12 as a sublingual tablet under the tongue bypasses the digestive system entirely and sends the vitamin straight into your bloodstream. That's key when stomach acid is no longer working in your favor. And finally, timing. Nighttime is your body's repair shift. While you sleep, your brain recalibrates your nervous system. Damaged nerves begin to heal. Muscle signals are reset. Taking B12 before bed means your body has what it needs, right when it needs it most. Some seniors even report sleeping more deeply, with fewer leg twitches and a clearer mind the next morning. It's not a miracle. It's biology, finally supported. If you felt tingling in your feet, cramping calves at night, or sudden imbalance without cause, don't ignore it. These are not random signs. They are warnings from a nervous system running low on fuel. And vitamin B12 may be the first simple, powerful fix to restore the connection between your legs and your life. Most people think of vitamin D3 as the sunshine vitamin, something you get by walking outside or taking a daily supplement for bone health. But for seniors, D3 is so much more than a bone protector. It is one of the most powerful activators of muscle recovery, hormone balance, and even deep restful sleep. And after age 60, your ability to make or absorb it drops sharply, leaving your body in a constant state of slow breakdown, night after night. Here's what many don't realize. Vitamin D3 isn't just about calcium. It directly regulates muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to rebuild damaged muscle fibers after use. When your D3 levels are low, that rebuilding process slows down dramatically. You might walk a short distance, sit down, and still wake up sore the next day. Over time, this slow loss of repair is what leads to sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass that begins in the thighs, glutes, and calves. You may not see it at first, but you'll feel it every time you try to rise from a chair or climb a step. Sleep is where D3's role becomes even more critical. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, its most powerful muscle-restoring chemical. But D3 is what activates the receptors in your muscles that respond to that signal. If your D3 is low, you may sleep, but you won't rebuild. Instead of waking up stronger, you wake up stiff, achy, and sometimes weaker than before. That's why researchers have found that taking D3 before bed, not in the morning, can enhance both muscle recovery and sleep quality in older adults. The science is clear. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that seniors with low D3 levels who began supplementing at night showed a 34% reduction in falls and a 19% improvement in leg strength within just 3 months. Another study found that D3 also reduces inflammation in muscle tissue, easing the deep aches and nighttime burning sensations many elderly experience in their calves or thighs. This isn't theory, it's biology, working with your natural rhythms, not against them. But here's the problem. After 60, your skin produces up to 75% less vitamin D3 from sunlight than when you were younger. So even if you walk outside daily, your levels may still be low. That's why supplementation becomes essential, and timing is everything. The ideal approach: take 2,000 to 4,000 IU of D3 about 30 minutes before bed, along with a small amount of healthy fat, like a spoonful of almond butter, a piece of avocado, or a few walnuts. The fat helps absorption, and the timing helps healing. If your legs feel sore after rest, your recovery seems slower, or you feel inflamed and stiff when you wake up, the cause may not be aging. It may be a silent D3 deficiency. The good news is that once corrected, your muscles don't just stop breaking down. They start rebuilding, quietly while you sleep. If vitamin D3 opens the door for calcium to enter your bloodstream, then vitamin K2 is the one that tells it where to go. Think of K2 as your body's calcium traffic director. It doesn't increase calcium, but it decides whether that calcium strengthens your bones or clogs your joints and blood vessels. And after 60, when calcium metabolism becomes slower and circulation weaker, this direction becomes absolutely critical for leg strength, balance, and pain relief. Without enough K2, calcium tends to drift into the wrong places. It starts to accumulate in your soft tissues, especially the knees, hips, and arteries. Over time, this leads to stiff joints, tight calves, achy legs, and even circulatory issues in the lower limbs. Ironically, many seniors increase their calcium intake to fight osteoporosis, but without K2, that same calcium may do more harm than good. The result? Weak bones, hard arteries, and painful legs, despite trying to do the right thing. Vitamin K2's magic lies in its ability to activate a protein called osteocalcin, which helps deposit calcium into your bones, and matrix GLA protein, which prevents calcium from hardening your arteries. But that's not all. K2 also supports muscle contraction, glucose metabolism, and gene expression linked to muscle repair. In short, it doesn't just redirect calcium. It wakes up the systems that keep your legs strong and functional. A 2021 study published in Nutrients followed older adults who took K2 daily for 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. Quadriceps strength increased by 21%, and standing balance improved by 31%. Those who took it before bed saw even better results, because nighttime is when bone remodeling and muscle gene activation are most active. When paired with DA3, K2 becomes even more effective, ensuring that the calcium D3 brings into the body is guided precisely to where it's needed. The best form of K2 for seniors is MK7, a version that stays in your bloodstream longer and works more consistently overnight. It's most effective when taken with D3 and a small amount of dietary fat, just like D3 itself. And unlike K1, which mostly supports blood clotting, K2 is specialized for bone and muscle health. Yet it's alarmingly rare in the modern diet, mainly found in fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, and certain meats most seniors rarely eat. If your knees feel stiff, your calves ache after standing, or your legs feel weaker than they did a year ago, the issue may not be aging. It may be calcium going to the wrong place. Adding K2 before bed can change that. It helps clear your joints, strengthen your bones, and energize your muscles. Not by adding anything new, but by putting what you already have back in the right place. And if you're already taking D3, but still feel stiffness or joint pain, K2 might be the missing link your body has been waiting for. Margaret always saw herself as strong. She raised 3 children, cared for her husband through illness, and tended her garden every morning without fail. But after turning 72, she began to feel betrayed by her own body. Her legs grew heavier each week. Getting up from bed felt like lifting cement. She started avoiding stairs. And worst of all, every night around 2 a.m., her calves would seize with sharp, twisting cramps that stole her sleep and her confidence. She went to the doctor. They told her to stretch more, drink more water, and maybe try magnesium. So she did. She stretched before bed, kept a big water bottle beside her, even bought a bottle of magnesium gummies from the pharmacy. But nothing changed. The cramps kept coming. Her legs still shook when she stood. One afternoon, She nearly fell in the kitchen while reaching for a glass. That night, as she sat at the edge of her bed, she whispered to herself, "I don't want to end up in a wheelchair." That's when her daughter Emily stepped in. Emily had been reading about nutrient absorption after 60 and asked Margaret a simple question. "Mom, have you ever tested your vitamin levels?" Margaret was skeptical. She ate well, had oatmeal every morning, vegetables at lunch, and took a multivitamin for years. But just to appease her daughter, she agreed. The results surprised them both. Her B12 was critically low, her vitamin D3 was almost non-existent, and her K2 levels were undetectable. Her body wasn't falling apart. It was quietly starving. They changed her routine gently. No medications, just 3 vitamins, taken at the right time. At 9 p.m. each night, Margaret placed a 1,000 microgram methylcobalamin tablet under her tongue, sipped a warm tea, then took a 2,000 IU soft gel of vitamin D3 with a small spoon of almond butter. Alongside that, she added 100 micrograms of K2 and MK7 form, completing her new bedtime ritual. No big diet changes, no exercise she couldn't do, just quiet consistency. Within 10 days, the cramps stopped waking her. By week 3, she noticed she was sleeping deeper and waking with less stiffness in her calves. She started walking her garden again. Slow at first, but steady. By the end of the first month, she no longer feared falling. Her legs were no longer betraying her. They were responding. They were healing. "It wasn't magic," Margaret told her granddaughter one evening. "It was just the first time I gave my legs what they'd been missing all along. Now that you know what these 3 vitamins do inside your body, it's time to make them work for you." The key isn't just taking them, it's taking them the right way, in the right form, at the right time. Most people take vitamins in the morning with their coffee or swallow a multivitamin after breakfast and forget about it. But your body doesn't rebuild during the day, it rebuilds at night. And that's why your bedtime routine may be the missing piece to restoring your strength. Start with vitamin B12. This one is all about nerve repair, and it needs to go directly into your bloodstream. That means skipping the stomach. The best form for seniors is methylcobalamin, ideally in a 1,000 microgram sublingual tablet. You place it under your tongue and let it dissolve slowly. No water, no chewing. This bypasses your digestive system entirely, which is especially important after 60 when stomach acid declines and absorption drops. Take B12 at least 30 minutes before bed and avoid food during this time so nothing interferes with absorption. Think of it as fuel for your nervous system while you sleep. Next comes vitamin D3, your muscle rebuilding ally. The ideal dose for most seniors is between 2,000 and 4,000 IU, depending on your current blood levels and sun exposure. Because D3 is fat soluble, it should always be taken with a small amount of healthy fat. A spoonful of almond butter, a slice of avocado, or a few walnuts will do the job. Avoid taking it with a full, heavy meal right before sleep. Large meals slow absorption and may disturb your rest. D3 works best when taken 20 to 30 minutes before bed, ideally alongside your next partner. K2. Vitamin K2 is most effective when paired with D3. The two work as a team. D3 helps your body absorb calcium, and K2 makes sure that calcium ends up in your bones, not your joints or arteries. The optimal form is MK7 at a dose of 100 to 200 micrograms. MK7 stays active in your bloodstream longer, supporting overnight muscle and bone repair. You can take it at the same time as D3 with the same light fat-based snack. Together, they form the core of your bedtime recovery plan. One important note, if you're taking prescription medications, especially blood thinners or thyroid meds, space your supplements at least 1 hour apart unless advised otherwise by your doctor. To stay consistent, many seniors create a small night tray. Your 3 supplements, a glass of water, and maybe a calming tea or journal beside your bed. It's not about taking more, it's about taking smarter. Your body is ready to heal, but it can only do so when the right tools are finally in place. And those tools begin with one quiet, powerful change. A bedtime routine built on nutrients your legs have been missing for years. If your legs have been aching, cramping, or weakening lately, you're not alone, and you're not broken. What you've seen in this video isn't theory, it's action you can take tonight. Vitamin B12 to restore nerve communication. Vitamin D3 to rebuild muscle and reduce inflammation. Vitamin K2 to direct calcium where it belongs and wake up your legs again. These aren't magic pills. They're the nutrients your body has quietly been asking for, possibly for years. And the most powerful part, you don't need a complicated routine, expensive therapies, or risky medications. Just a quiet shift before bed. B12 under the tongue, D3 with a spoonful of almond butter, K2 alongside. That's it. Small, simple, consistent. Your body will do the rest. Because no matter your age, your legs still remember how to be strong. Now we want to hear from you. Comment below and tell us, how old are you? Which vitamins do you take daily, if any? And what symptoms, cramps, tingling, balance issues, have you been noticing lately? We read every single comment, and our team will reply with personalized tips to help you rebuild your strength, step by step. No bots, no generic replies. Just real support for real recovery. If this helped you, comment below with your age and vitamins you take. We reply to every message. Subscribe for more real solutions for leg strength after 60, and don't miss our next video. Your legs weaken first. Eat these 10 foods to strengthen them. Start tonight. Your legs will remember.